Uruguay should have been down to 10 men at that stage. Suarez should have been put in jail. Never mind being sent off.
Right then, boys. What do you make of it?
I'm lost for words, honestly. I mean, given Luis Suarez's history, given the fact that, and I'll be first to admit, I was first in queue to criticize him after the Everett incident, after the Ivanovic incident. He seemed to put that all behind him, and I was first in queue to praise Luis Suarez for seemingly putting this rash behaviour behind him and scoring the goals that he did. And then all of a sudden, now this, I am happy to be first in queue to be scathing in my condemnation of Luis Suarez. It's farcical. FIFA have to do something about this. There's simply no excusing it.
Yeah, and I mean...
This is the third time, Tommy. This happened in 2010 when he was playing in the Eredivisie, and then, of course, the other incident in the clash against Chelsea in the Premier League. This is the thing which I think people can't quite understand. This is the third time.
But the thing about it is, I mean, the guy has absolutely no shame. He doesn't try to hide it. He goes back and he's going like this with his teeth, putting his finger up into his teeth. Like, he made contact with it. There is no question about it. This man's got to be suspended, maybe for life.
Right, well, that's a good...
Maybe for life.
What would you do, Tom? Would you ban him for life?
I would, yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
You'd ban him for the rest of his career?
Yeah, no more biting. If you want to eat, go to a restaurant.
That's it?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm not sure if life, he'll get life or he should get life, but it should be something that sends a stronger signal than certainly 10 league games has done so far.
OK, well, this is what Jim Boyce has to say, and he's the FIFA Vice President for Britain. He's the head of the FIFA's referee committee. He's come out and said, I have watched the incident several times on television. FIFA must investigate the incident seriously and take whatever disciplinary action deemed necessary. Here is a different point of view, and there is absolutely no way in which I am saying what Luis Suarez did was right. But why is biting someone on the shoulder, in your opinion, worthy of banning them for life, as opposed to trying to break someone's leg and end their career?
OK, because he did it twice before. He's also done other things. It is very antisocial. Kicking, it happens to be part of football. Sometimes you get kicked, sometimes you avoid the kick. So if you're not going to ban him, I mean, then nobody is ever going to do anything for spitting, because what damage could spitting do to you? So players could spit on one another all the time. Why do you get suspended for spitting on somebody? What damage can it do?
OK. Well, I want to bring in Craig Burley to the show. Craig, first off, what did you make of Luis Suarez?
Luis Suarez, what a man. Unbelievable season. Thought I'd put it all behind him. In a football parlance, he was sensational for Liverpool. But quite frankly and honestly, Dan, he's got a major problem. He's got a major psychological issue. What adult individual bites a person? Never mind once, 3 times, once in Holland, once in England, at Anfield against Chelsea, and now in the World Cup, the biggest stage of them all, and one of the biggest games for Luis Suarez, looking to get out the group. And it was absolutely nonsensical what he did on Chiellini, and I'm interested to know what FIFA are going to do now. I mean,
what would you do,
they're going to
Craig?
have to absolutely crash down him. Well, look, he had a 10-game ban by the FA in England for his previous biting incident with Ivanovic. That ruled him out of 6 games at the start of the season that we've just finished in England. So I think it's got to be more than that. But interestingly enough, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, not only can FIFA ban him internationally, but the FA in England can ask that ban to be taken into account domestically as well. So this has got a ripple effect to Liverpool once more. I mean, it is just incredible. The guy is just a total idiot, but he has to be banned, and he has to be banned big time.
When you say big time, Craig, give us a figure. Matches, months, year. Tommy wants him out of the game. Tommy says he shouldn't be allowed to play professionally again.
Right. Well, look. Well, no, I'm not saying that. But I think somewhere along the lines of 6 months. Some might say a year. I believe one of the UK newspapers on the back page tomorrow morning is saying a 2-year ban is pending for this guy. So there's all sorts of figures been banded out there, but I think it could be up to 6 months. It may be worse, it may not, but I think that's what he could be looking at, and what a fool he is.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. We could spend the whole show talking about this, but coming up after the break, we'll be turning our attention to the other game in that group as Costa Rica took on England. England bottom with a single point. Italy going home as well after that opening victory against Italy. Against England proved to be a great start, which they couldn't finish. And it's Costa Rica. Who would have thought that? Going through top of this group along with Uruguay. We'll be talking about who they'll be facing a little bit later on in the show. A lot of people pointing fingers in England at different associations, at players, at managers. Tommy, who do you blame for this World Cup performance?
They were just bad. They just played bad. I mean, it's the worst finish in a World Cup ever, I think, and they lost the Test match in cricket as well.
Oh, thanks, Tommy.
Two of them together. We just rub it in a little bit, you know.
Maybe they could have swapped. They could have let the cricketers play the World Cup and let the football. Yeah, maybe that would have
might have worked.
Couldn't have been any worse. Let's be honest.
How did the Irish and the
we weren't
down
there.
Tobago? They do all right.
We'll be there. We'll be there ahead of England next time.
Don't worry.
Craig, not the best tournament for England.
You don't say. I mean, just look at that table that you put up. Costa Rica 7 points.
I know.
And England 1 point. What a sorry bunch of overrated, overpaid footballers that can perform at times for the club but can't at international level. What a sorry bunch they've been in this tournament. And listen, I don't take any pleasure in saying that as a Scotsman, because I don't mind seeing England do well, but the buck has to stop with the manager, because there are some talented players. They had an opportunity to come here, Dan, to Brazil and really freshen it up and really let the reins off some of these youngsters, but it was kind of, they did so for a little bit against Italy but ultimately lost, but it was kind of same old, and nobody seems to be dragging Roy Hodgson through the streets kicking and screaming. It's like, OK, we're out, we get on the plane, we go home, and we look forward to Euro 2016.
We saw Prandelli step down today as the Italy coach, something we didn't even mention in the first part of the programme. Why is Roy Hodgson not... Because we know the English media love a scapegoat. Why is Hodgson still in a job?
Yeah. Honestly, I'm baffled by it, because I don't want to see. Look, I don't want to see people lose their jobs, but ultimately, your responsibility as the England manager is major tournaments and performance related. You're not telling me the performance here in Brazil was good enough, because it wasn't. Now, how much confidence have the English supporters and maybe even the English players got in this manager who's experienced, but he's super safe, going to France for Euro 2016? Because tell me what's going to change. There's lots of young managers or younger managers out there, not just English but European, that are brighter, I think have got better ideas and can probably get England playing in a better manner. I'm not saying they're going to win the World Cup or going to win the Euros, but they're a damn sight better than that. And I'm surprised some of the big English journalists at tabloids and broadsheets are not giving them more of a kicking. In fact, for the performances they've put on, Dan, I would say he's getting off very, very lightly.
Meanwhile, Craig, let's give Costa Rica some love. The only team in this group that's never won a World Cup, and they deserve to go through top.
Oh, listen, and I think, you correct me if I'm wrong again, but I think it's Greece they're going to face, so I think they've got every chance of getting to the quarter-finals, which would be an amazing story. And if these countries can do it, why can, the countries from the British Isles not do it? I know, and we've looked at the likes of Australia and New Zealand. I mean, Australia were unlucky. They were in such a tough group with all those teams. But why can't the other nations do it when the likes of Costa Rica can do it? And well done to them. I feel sorry for the Italians today with what happened, but well done to Costa Rica. What a great story.
It's a great story, isn't it, guys?
It is.
Yeah, it's a they're the real Cinderellas of this world.
That's why we love this sport. That's why we watch this game, is because
No, tell the truth, you watched it for England to win. Don't give me that line of bull that you watched it for this. He watched to see Costa Rica playing. What do you think about that? Tell me, big man.
It's the unpredictability of it all, isn't it? That's why we love this sport. Yeah,
unpredictable. Not when England's playing, it's very predictable.
All right,
so
goodness
it is, okay?
me. Give England a kick in.
Yeah, okay.
I'm happy for Costa Rica.
I'm
not going to get in between you two and your little love fest going on over there.
Love fest.
Love fest.
Costa Rica then through from the group, as are Uruguay. Coming up after the break, we'll be telling you who they'll be facing in the next round as we bring you the highlights of the final round of matches for Group C. Colombia then with a 100% record go through comfortably at the top of the table, setting up a clash with Uruguay in the next round. Meanwhile, it's Greece, who are the team that go through second from Group C. They will play Costa Rica. ESPN FC with you throughout the World Cup every single day. Still to come on today's show, more Suarez talk. Welcome back. We just wanted to end the show with a bit more Suarez talk. And Craig, I want to go to you first because he's been speaking to a Uruguayan journalist and he's come out and said these things happen in football.
I mean, and I've heard similar sort of apologist views from the other Uruguayan officials saying we're being persecuted here, and as if it's fine in Uruguay to act like that. These things do not happen in football. What if kids at schools bite other kids? As a parent, you'd be the first down there, you know, demanding that this cannot happen. So how can adults bite each other? They do not happen in football. They have to throw the book at them, Dan. The ban has to be lengthy, and they've got to make it known that this can't happen again. But that's what happened 3 times ago. That's what happened 2 times ago. And it's probably what's going to happen now. The guy never learns. I mean, it can't even come out and apologise. He's spineless.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't understand it, but if it's red mist and you do it on the pitch, but then you come out and apologise, at least that's one step to redemption. Coming out and saying these things happen.
And that's the thing. These things don't happen. Luis Suarez does these things in football. And you were drawing the comparison down between this and maybe a bad tackle. Bad tackles happen in football. Grown men biting other grown men does not happen on a football pitch. Should not happen on a football pitch.
This happens in football when Luis Suarez is playing in the football game. It doesn't happen otherwise. It's not supposed to. This man needs some serious treatment. This man, really, he has serious psychological problems.
Craig, how do you think...
go bite somebody?
Oh, all right.
You want to bite you?
Not particularly.
OK.
Craig, how are Liverpool fans feeling, do you think?
I don't even think Liverpool fans will attempt to defend him here, but what worries me is that Liverpool have played no real part in this and could be affected by this man's behaviour once more, not only on the field but to his transfer value, which rocketed after last season. So I don't know what, short of taking him down the dentist and removing all his teeth to stop him biting people, I don't know how you're going to stop him, because he never learns. He's never learned his lesson yet, and he's unlikely to learn.
Craig Burley, thank you very much. Boys, it's interesting. We were talking about him maybe moving to Barcelona or Real Madrid. That's done now, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's going to get a lengthy ban.
There was some interest last year as well. Then he had that incident, and it seemed to cool over the summer. You just have to wonder.
One man, however, loved this. The man in Norway who put a bet on 175 to 1 that Luis Suarez would bite someone in this World Cup.
He won.
We would have thought it.